So Lady Anna is a brand new play inspired by the work of Anthony Trollope. It's by a writer called Craig Baxter, and it's a terrific piece of work which harmonises, I suppose, the work of Trollope, which is witty and articulate and brilliant, with a new perspective coming from the 21st century, from a 21st century writer. So what do we think of when we think about Trollope? Interestingly, the first thing I think about is not his radicalism and not his writing at all, but his hair. He had so much hair.
He was an eccentric. His personality,
Yeah.
He was a rebel.
He was a rebel.
And not without contradiction from his contemporaries to what he wanted to say in his writing. But as much as it's has a political strand to the narrative, it's also a comedy. It's funny and it's very human.
Yeah, and the humanity is what's so important about it,
Yeah.
isn't it? Because otherwise you're just writing a diatribe, or you're just performing a diatribe. But it's a warm, deeply human play about a conflicted woman in her society. And I hope that people will laugh at the idiocy of it, or at the idiocy of the situation, but really warm to the girl who has to make those choices. So the story. Lady Anna is the daughter of a would-be aristocrat, and she's offered an impossible choice between the unacceptability of the man she loves and the acceptability of the man who is part of the aristocracy, who she doesn't really like very much. And she has the choice between living with the man she doesn't like in affluence and living with the man who she does love in penury. And those are difficult choices for a young woman to make, especially at that time.
And it asks questions about the structure of society and to what extent one should maintain the structure that we have come to live in, and at what point we should sort of rebel and question those structures.
Yeah, completely. I think the production exchange is somewhat unique because it's a charity that's dedicated to the provision of opportunity for early career practitioners in theatre and dance. So the money obviously is crucial. We can't do it without the money, and making theatre, as we know, is incredibly expensive. So this money, this portion of the budget, will be dedicated specifically to paying the living wages of the people involved in the project, because without this money we can't do that. We simply can't afford to pay people what we should be paying them. Therefore, it's a vital component of the project budget.